Hey, Melissa Kibler here. How are you today? Welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome, your 15 minutes of inspiration, motivation, and education. I'm coming at you live today from my car, the joys of being an entrepreneur, working from anywhere, which is awesome. So happy Friday. I'm so excited. It is Friday, it's the weekend, and I wanted to come at you live today and give you some tips if you are the type of person that struggles with content. So let me ask you this. Do you struggle with coming up with content on a consistent basis? Let me hear it. Let me know below if that is you. Also, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know who you are. Make sure you say hello. If you're watching the replay, drop a replay. I'll make sure to come back and watch, check with you later and say hello to you as well. But I want to know too, if you are, let me know, I'm curious, how many times do you post a day? How many times do you publish content on a consistent basis on average? I'd love to know that answer. So let me know in the comments also below how many times you publish your content on a consistent basis. And let me know also, what do you prefer? Do you do video? Do you do long copy? Do you do motivational quotes, pictures, things like that? Let me know what you're kind of doing right now in your business, because I'm going to actually share with you a couple tips that I think will really help you to fill your content up with amazing content, and to not have that empty calendar, almost like that stress calendar, right? Are you feeling me? Like, how many times have you gone back and be like, you know what, I kind of haven't posted in a little bit, that and then you're scrambling to put content up on your feed. So let me know, watching the comments roll through. I've had a little bit of a lag. So hello, is it Jamal? Hello. Hey, Terry, how are you? Let me know where you're tuning in from, everybody. Hey, Billy, how are you? Who else is on live with me today? Hi, Julie. Let you guys come in here for a little bit before we get rocking and rolling. But so this is what I want to happen after you walk away from this training. I want something for you. I want to be able to give you some content so you can be able to implement this right away. So that way you can start filling up your calendar. So that way you don't have this empty calendar, this blank state of oh my gosh, what am I going to post, right? So here's the deal. We're on social media. We really want to leverage the internet. We want to leverage social media. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Hi, Karen. 2 times or less. A variety of different ways, mainly product information. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing. Hi, Kevin. Kevin's from Denver. Hello, welcome. Thanks for tuning in live today. So here's the thing. We all are online, and we want to, in order for us to set ourselves apart, we need to put out amazing value. We need to put out amazing content. We need to, we're looking to build up our brand. We're looking to bring in more leads, more prospects. We are looking just for more success and to really utilize and leverage the internet, leveraging social media. And that is all about what we're putting out, and that's how people perceive us, right? Hi, Mel, how are you? Ooh, from Hawaii. Welcome. Thanks for joining on live today. So I'm going to be breaking down a couple, actually 3 tips of mine that I really want you to start thinking about when it comes to content, okay? So number 1, if this is you and you are struggling with content and struggling, from putting that out on your page. Hey, Adrienne, how are you? Hi, Heidi. Hello. Number 1, if you're an entrepreneur and you are serious about leveraging the internet to build and grow your business, then you need to be, we all know we need to be investing in ourselves, right? Personal development, we can't hear that enough sometimes, we know how important that is. But how can we really utilize that? How can we use that so we're not having to recreate this content all on our own? Because we know that's a chore, right? We really want to leverage our time too, and not be spending, time in our phone 24/7 when it comes to, building up our brand and our business and being on social media, right? So Billy says personal growth, podcasts, books. Yes, those are all very good. Love them all. So number 1, here's my number 1 tip, is to be listening to something every single day. Listen to some content, read books, listen to other people's videos, listen to other people's trainings. You need to be doing this every single day. And I'm going to show you what to do when you do this. So this way this can help you. Hi, Tim. How are you? So here's what I want you to do. When you are listening to training, because we can get sucked in, right? We can get in this binge training mode. Can everybody relate? It's kind of like Netflix, but we're like binge watching like other people's training. And at the end of the day, we're like, well, what did we do? Like, how did we feel like we got nothing accomplished in our business. So here's what I want you to do so you can be more strategic, so you can be more intentional when it comes to the time that you are putting out watching these trainings, is when you are watching these trainings, this is something that you can do on paper. So you can either take notes or you can use the notes. I love to use the notes section on my phone, guys. So make a swipe file, of like content and things that come to your head, that come to mind when you're thinking of them. So that way, when you are listening to somebody else's training, whether it be a video or a guru or you're reading a book, something like that, what I want you to do is when you are done, in that moment, taking in that content every day, I want you to make notes, make quick bullet points, make a quick, summary of kind of what you learned, and stop for just a minute and think about, what is your biggest aha? What is your biggest takeaway from that training? And what you wanted to do is, usually if it's a question that you want answered, right? A lot of the times it's like we're always looking to learn something, right? So think about a question that you'd like answered, right? So when it comes to your business, that's why we're tuning into other people's videos and content and things like that. We are craving, we're looking to learn something, right? Because we feel like we're not as competent in that area. So make sure that you're intentional in putting in that time to just soak in that content every single day. Sorry guys, this lighting, I'm in my car, for your business, okay? So this is how you can do that. So you have your big takeaways, you have your big aha moments, and what you wanna do is you wanna make notes on that, but this is how you use that for your own content. Now you're going to turn that content into either recorded video, a Facebook Live, a written post. You can turn it into a meme, a graphic, anything like that. Hi Paula, thanks for joining in live. Nice to see you today on live. But what you want to do is we don't want to just regurgitate somebody else's words, right? We don't just want to like mimic and copy somebody else's content or their words, but we want to make it our own, right? So we want to be able to put our own spin on it, but without having to totally recreate it. I'm going to show you how to do this exactly. So when you're recreating this on a live or, a written post or something like that, you can just say, here's what I learned. I learned this from so-and-so, and here's what I learned. Here are my takeaways from it. Because you're never going to run out of content when you do this. When you are plugged into learning every single day and you set aside that time, and make sure you're putting that in your calendar. Set aside, prioritize that time, guys. Hi, Becky. How are you? Hi, Valentine. How are you? Thanks for joining me live today. But yeah, you're never going to run out of content. So just, even if you're tight on time, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but be consistent with that. Make that a priority. Own your time, put that into your calendar of this training time, but make sure you utilize that training time. Okay, so as soon as you're done, you are implementing, you're taking down those notes. You can do something with that content, right? That's what we want to do. We don't just want to leave it there and fill a notebook full of notes. We want to be able to use that knowledge and use it and turn that back around for our own content and to share with our own followers. Hi, Laurel. Nice to see you on live today. So that's why you're never going to run out of content if you do this every single day. So here's what I suggest. One quality piece of content. Remember, quality over quantity. So find that one killer quality piece of content, and you're going to pull that back, and you can actually chunk that down too, utilizing Facebook stories, and chunk that down into micro content and use that rest, in your Facebook stories and things like that. Hi, Janice. Hello from North Carolina. Nice to see you on live today. So that's how you can use that. So start by just that macro content, right? That one killer piece, then chunking that into micro content, but making sure you're listening to something every single day and doing something with that. Your big takeaways, your big ahas. That's my number one tip. Moving on to number two, now we're going to go a step further, okay? Can we all relate here that there's so much information out there? So whether you're like, I just don't know what to post on social media, it can be a whole, the flip side to that is there's so much on social media. I just don't know where to start. I don't know what to put on my page, right? So here's how, people get this information overload. We still want to be able to utilize that information that we're learning, but how can we set ourselves apart and use it in a way where we are, still grabbing people's attention, kind of rising above the noise on social media. Hello, Richard and Joanna. Nice to see you on live today from SoCal. So we also have some sunshine here. I'm right outside Buffalo, New York. So that's why I'm out and about today, but I'm in my car, so it's nice and quiet and it's not as distracting. Info, yes, there's so much information, right? What do we do with all of this information? OMG, right? Totally, I get it. So information overload, but here's the deal. There's no need to recreate all of this. Instead, we are repurposing, right? We're not just regurgitating back words, we're repurposing. And I'm going to go a step further. Here's my second tip, right? Because so many people have this information at their fingertips. So many people can regurgitate this back and give back this information. Now we want to go a step further. So my second tip to help you, to really help you with content on your page. Hello, Mary Jo. Information overwhelm. Yep, totally. I get it. Number 2 is create experiences for people. Okay. So we want content that makes people feel good. We want content that brings in some kind of emotion that people can relate to, people get you, right? And so here's what you're going to do. So following step 1, you're going to listen to the content. You're going to pull away your big ahas. You're going to pull away your big takeaways. But the next thing I want you to do is you're going to pull in your experience, okay? So not only do you have these ahas and takeaways, now you're going to utilize that information. You're going to implement it first, and then you can give it back. Now you have a more experience, a more of a story to share with your fans and your followers and how you're using the information, and if it's working, if it's not working. They want to hear both of that, right? So you totally want to share that. So what you can do is you share, what have you experienced, and share your journey, share that. Like I said, put it into play first and then teach it second. So that way you don't feel like you're just regurgitating, because when you're doing that, you're going to start to feel a little maybe inauthentic, right? Sometimes it's going to come across like that. So hi, Rachel. Nice to see you on live today. Hi from Ohio. So awesome. I'm glad that you are loving this information, and I'm hoping that you can really not only, just really take this information after this live training and put this into place, okay? I want to see your content calendar full. I don't want to see that empty, because an empty calendar is a stress calendar. Believe me, all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted in 2 days, and you are scrambling and just putting everything up just to, or anything up rather, just quickly just to get it up there. And that's not what we want to do. We want to have that quality content, put some thought behind it and some intention behind it. So that's the reason, we feel stressed when we are creating content, is because we don't feel competent. Okay. So the more that you get into this rhythm, the more that you are consistent with it and you get into your own rhythm, right? Your own groove with this, you are going to feel confident. And especially when you are intentionally learning something every single day that you want to learn about, and then you can give that back, right? With your ahas, your takeaways, pulling in your experiences. So absolutely, you gotta do, just putting into all of that. Now, if your content and if your videos are consistent, I'm getting some really bad lighting and I apologize. All right, how about this? Now you're just gonna see some traffic behind me. Hopefully it's not too distracting for you. But the more you're consistent with this, the more you're consistent with your lives and with your content without all the promotion, right? We don't want to make this a promotion every single time. We don't necessarily have to have a CTA, a call to action every single time, because people kind of pick up on that, right? And they don't like that so much. When you do that, you're going to have more engagement and you're going to have more viewers from doing so. And Facebook's biggest thing right now, according to Mark Z, right, is Facebook stories, groups, creating community, Facebook Messenger, having those conversations. So if you're right now looking back on your feed and you're hearing crickets on your posts, nobody's paying attention to you, and you're putting out your products and your promotions and sales, things like that, but all of a sudden you post a picture of your family, your lifestyle, and you're like, wow, I got like over 100 likes on that, and people like this and they're engaging, because those are usually the experiences that don't happen too often, right? And it's more relatable to people. So that's really the reason between, hearing crickets on the other versus the family and lifestyle. So think of that 80-20 rule, right? Especially on your personal profile, 80% of the time is giving back that value, again, what you're learning and incorporating and sharing your experiences with that. And then 20%, you can have those, you can weave in your content in a more effective way without, being a billboard for your company on your page. You can use those fun boomerangs in your stories, and there's so many ways to go about it with curiosity posts. Hi, it's Nana. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining in live today. I appreciate you hopping on. So what you essentially want to do is to increase your social equity, okay? Think about Oprah. She's always on giving value, interviewing, other people. She's not promoting stuff 24/7, and that's what you don't want to have to do either. So you want to build up and increase your social equity, and by doing that, think about making like a bank account. You're making these small deposits on your page. You're making these small deposits, having an impact on people's lives with the value that you are going to share. Okay? Can you relate that? Is this making sense? Let me know. Give me some likes, loves. Is this making sense to you that that's what we essentially want to do? That's how we're turning this cold audience to a warm audience and building up this know, love, and trust factor. You are increasing your social equity. You are building up, just making those small deposits and really, think about, be really intentional when you're putting out that content. What purpose, what are you trying to do here? How are you trying to serve them? What message, what challenge, what's pain point, what problem can you fix? You're the consultant, right? So what can you do for these people? Really pay attention and get a clear understanding of your target market so that you know their pains and their struggles and their dreams and their desires. And that's how you can relate that in your content. And that's how, when you're looking for that content and you're learning that content every single day, that's the type of content that you are going to move towards. That's helping you. You're going to help, somebody else with that too. So just before I wrap up, I want to share with you, we know video is king. It's the fastest way for reach and the fastest way to build that know, love, and trust factor. It's going to end up in people's feeds more when you're doing live or even recorded, but live video is even better. So here's just a little tidbit, just something for you to kind of take note on. If you're using pre-recorded videos, what's working really, really well right now is to do a quick 30 to 90 second pre-recorded video. Again, boomerangs are so fun. You can do that in your stories. Hey now, Anne Marie, how are you? I love that. If you're from No Excuses, you know what hey now means. So fun. If you're doing live video, a good time estimate for your live videos is about 15 minutes, right? So that way you can put some quality stuff out there. It's going to show up in people's feeds. It's going to give people enough time to hop on and see what you're doing, as long as you have a strong headline to get people to click and know what they're watching. But when you go live, you end up more in their feeds. So hi, Amber. Hello from Seattle. I'll put some lifestyle pics up on the page. Yeah, absolutely, Richard. They want to know about you. They want to know about your life. It doesn't have to be just business. So also, to deliver amazing content, there's 3 things that you want to keep in mind. You want to deliver amazing content. Remember, energy, right? You want to be energetic. You want to be competent in what you're putting out. So the more you do it, the more you're going to feel competent in putting out your content. And lastly, number 3, I want to give you a little bonus tip. Where do you start with all of this? So here's what I want you to think about when you get off here. To start piecing together your content calendar, okay? Think about your niche. Like I said, think about the questions that you have, the questions that you want answered, and go learn that, implement that, give that back. okay? You're just gonna keep repeating that over and over and over again. And also start thinking about, where can I find that information? Who do I turn to usually to learn that information from, right? There's so many people out there. Maybe pick some, just a few of them, right? We don't have to get overwhelmed by like, tens of, 10, 20 people. Just narrow down, who is it that you really look up to? Maybe it's 2 or 3 people, and really just kind of learn from them and give that back and incorporate that and share your experiences. So that is, I want to say, I wrote down some notes. Hopefully I covered everything. I know I had a short 15 minutes that I wanted to share these tips with you on what's working well for me, but it's going to take some time to think about your niche and to put that all together. But think about your month and then breaking that down into maybe a theme. Maybe you have a theme a month, maybe you have a theme per week, and again, you have that quality piece of content, and you can break that into chunks and really use that in so many different ways on your page. So you should never be running out of content. You should always have an endless amount of content to turn towards and to put on your page. But if you get into that plan of being intentional with learning, and you have that priority of time blocking that out into your schedule to actually plan that out, that's going to be a huge relief for you. It's not going to feel so stressful, and hopefully that's going to help you piece together your content and put together your content calendar better, so it just makes it more fun. It's going to just be so much easier and less time out of your day every single day trying to put content up on your page. So that's all I have for you today. But let me know if you're coming in late and watching the replay. Just drop a replay, and I look forward to tuning back in and sharing more tips and strategies with you all. I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend. I love all of you. Thank you so much for hopping on and tuning in today. So hello, Ed. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got some value from this. So all right, so go out, be awesome, have an amazing, amazing day. Go crush it. Take ownership of your business, and we will talk soon. Okay, bye-bye.